Well, hello and greetings from Mauritius. It's me, Penny, and good morning. It's a lovely, warm 26, 27 degrees today. Ken and Nathan have already gone off diving, and I'm left to do a little bit of work, which is my pleasure, and it gives me a little bit of peace and quiet to do what I need to do. So we got a very short message this morning, but a really important one, so I'm going to jump straight into it. And the first part of it's divided into two sections today. The first part is I'm going to just talk a little bit about customer care. And the second part, we're going to talk about money and the differential system and how Amway pays you. So with the first part, if you remember last week, we were just talking about just getting into the rhythm of setting yourself daily and weekly goals. So how did it go last week? I hope it went well. I can see from your points that your points are climbing beautifully, and we still have just under 10 days to go until the end of the month. So some of you are looking really well placed to hit your commission level. So very, very well done on that. And we just talked about doing at least 25 points a week on your personal number. Plus looking after 5 retail clients, and that's one a day basically, and also then adding just adding some frontline wholesale customers and also some frontline business partners, at least one. So we added one new business partner last week, which is great. So we are doing exactly the same as what you are. So now I just want to talk about stepping it up a little bit. How do we sort of just take your business now to the next level? How are the challenge is, do you really feel like you're doing your best? Do you think you can do a little bit more? And my guess is, like with myself, we always realize, hey, I can actually do more. I can be a little bit more excellent. I can be a little bit more caring and careful with my business, and that's going to make a huge difference. And part of this area of being better is definitely in our customer care. It's so high. We've just got Jerry joining us now, and Libby. Welcome, you guys. You guys are very welcome. It's so important to look after the people that are already within our Amway team. And I was on the phone this morning, I think for a good half an hour. I had an issue with my bank where I transferred funds from one account into another, but it wasn't showing as available, and I needed to correct this. But the customer care was really superb. So the one person couldn't quite answer my need, and they referred me correctly to the next department. They checked that I had all the correct details, and I wonder sometimes if we are applying that same care to our own customers in our Amway teams. And I know that I myself just have a huge area that I can improve right here. So I just want to challenge you with your customers. You've got next week. People are getting paid next week. Check and see which of the people that are in your team really need help in collecting their orders. Maybe their order is not quite big enough to warrant them doing an online order for which they're going to pay a delivery fee. So maybe they just want 2 or 3 items. Is there some way that you could coordinate it so that when you are going via the shop or you are doing your combination order, that you can order on their behalf, collect the monies from them, and just drop off the order? Maybe there's also a couple of people that have joined your team and quite frankly have no idea how to order yet at all. So maybe you need to just invest some time and just sit with them and make sure that whichever means of ordering is easier for them. If they want to talk to a human being, that they know the toll-free number for Amway, that they can know how and understand how to pay for their order once their order is complete, or if they want to order online 24 hours a day, it's available to us, that they actually know this is the process, this is what you do, this is my ABO number that I must put in as the username, this is my password, oh, I don't have my password, or I forgot my password, how do I get a new password? And just sit with them and just make sure that they're familiar with this process. And then, I also thought it would be a great idea, and often I have done this, especially if I'm working towards a goal, is just to drop off maybe a little gift when someone has done more than 50 points or more than 100-point order, and maybe you want to drop off a free toothpaste. I'm not saying like Supreme Alex, and you're going to give them a free cream and a free eye cream that's like 5,000 rands worth. I'm just saying like, a 22 rand toothpaste. And they can try this with their family if they haven't already tried it, or another little gift idea, and you can get like a little bags or something, little paper bags, or make it look pretty, is maybe just to do a selection of the English breakfast tea and the Darjeeling tea, just 4 bags or something like that in a pretty little bag, just to say thank you for being a great customer, and something like that, so just think of different ideas that you can make your customers, whether they're retail or they're wholesale, feel special and feel, appreciated. Let's put it that way. So definitely, I think it's very important to look after your customers, and also those of your team members that are registered. Just remind them that Friday is the 28th of the month, so they definitely want to make sure that their 100 points on their personal number is done by Friday, so that they can pick up that extra 150 Rand discount. So with all of your customers being so excited and getting great service from you, remember, we are, at the end of the day, we are Amway distributors. That is our job. That is what we do. And we distribute, as I say, by personally looking after customers, but also having people within your team empowered to look after themselves and have be able to do their own deliveries, etc. And let's not forget that we now have access to 360 PEP Cell C stores around the country. So for just 50 Rand, your people can phone the toll-free number for Amway. They can place their order. They can say they want to have the delivery to the PEP Cell C store that is closest to them. If they do not know which is the store that's closest to them, the Amway staff are trained to advise them on which is the closest. And they can then say, okay, fine, Meadow or Plumstead or Khayelitsha Site B or whatever, that's my closest store. And then they pay for their delivery in the normal way. They pay for their order in the normal way. And I think within a day or so, they're going to receive an SMS from PEP Cell C, which is going to give them their Paxi code. And all that they have to do is to take that code together with the ID book to the PEP Cell C store, and they'll be able to collect their order. So this means that people that don't have access to an Amway shop, don't even have access to an active leader or Amway distributor in their area, they really can have that convenience of delivery close to where they are. So, I mean, this is huge. This is fantastic. So all of those people that you have in Bloemfontein or East London, Port Elizabeth, Eastern Cape, Northern Cape, etc. It's only available for South Africa at the moment. So unfortunately for our friends in Namibia and Botswana, this is not open to you guys yet. But let's hope for the future something similar will also happen for those 2 areas as well. But we can definitely score from this. So with all of your customers, with this distribution of product, what's very, very important is to understand how Amway pays you. And Amway pays you on a differential system. And as we know, all the products in Amway have a point. So for example, a toothpaste is 1 point. So this point value, 1 point is approximately about 18 rands. Let's just use that as a very, very, very rough guideline. And what actually happens is that there are 7 levels, commission levels initially. And it starts off with 200 points. So if you have anything less than 200 points by the last day or the last minute of the last hour of the last day of the month, you will not be earning any commission from Amway. So you need to be more than 200 points. Now, if you have more than 200 points on your personal number, then you will be at the 3% level, and Amway will pay you a 3% cashback on the 15th of August. Okay. Now, as you add in your customers frontline, as we've been advising and suggesting that you do on a continuous basis, what Amway does is that they look at every single frontline team or individual as a separate differential. So if you only have one team, even if you had 10,000 people in that team, you would only get paid once for that particular team. Does that make sense? I think we need to understand this. It's very, very important that Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel, when they first put together the original Amway plan, they worked really hard to find a way that was going to be fair to everybody and would reward the people that are doing the work. So part of this system of payment is that you are rewarded for the number of people, individuals that are doing product on your frontline structure. Okay, so let's say, for example, that you now have 4 people on your frontline, and Amway is now going to look at that. They've already now looked at your total group. Let's just say that you're finishing the month of July more than 600 points. That's going to put you at the 6% level. Then Amway is going to look first at your individual points. They're going to say, firstly, you are 6% as a group. That's fantastic. Well done. This means that you are definitely in the commission bracket. Your personal points was 102, for example. You are going to multiply now 102 by 18 just to get your points. All right, so it'll be 102 times 18. I have to use a calculator myself. That will give you 1836. Then they're going to say, because your group is 6%, we're going to times that by 6%. And therefore, you're going to get 110 rands. I think it is 110 rands differential commission on your personal points. Okay, but now you still had 4 frontline to, and that was all of those points were adding up to that 102 points that you had to get you to the 600 plus points to make it 6%. Okay, so let's just say, for example, leg number 1 was a 3% leg, and they had 200 something points, let's just say. Now, what Amway does is they look at your total group PV. They say your total group PV was how much? Yes, 6%. That first leg is 3%. So they're going to pay you the differential. So they take your group, a percentage, 6%. They minus the 3%. 6 minus 3 equals, yes, you're quite correct, 3%. So Amway is then going to pay you 3% of the rand value of that first leg. So let's just say, for example, what is that? Let's just say that first leg was 200 points because it was 3%. Times 18 equals whatever it equals. And then they're going to pay you 3% of that. So you're going to earn another, in addition to the other 100 odd rand that you were earning for your personal points, you're now going to make another 108 points on top. Now the second leg didn't do quite so well as the first leg. Maybe they finished at 100 points, for example. All right. So they are what commission level? They are less than 200 points, which means they are not even on the commission ladder yet. Therefore, their commission level is 0. So Amway looks at your group percentage level, which was 6%. 6% minus 0% equals, you're quite correct, 6%. So Amway is going to now pay you 6% differential on that leg. So let's just see what that is. Maybe they did 100 points times 18 equals your total times 6%. It's 108 rand. Go figure. They didn't do as well as team number 1, but you're getting paid pretty much the same because your personal differential now is higher on that leg. Now, because you've got a third leg, let's just say they are 50 points, Amway is going to pay you again. 50 points, once again, it's not 200. It's less than 200, so it's 0. 6 minus 0 is 6%. Amway is going to pay you 6% of that leg as well. So you get an additional fee. Now, if you only stopped there and you only had 3 teams that had points, that's where your earning will now stop. Do we understand? But if you have more legs that also have points, whether they are a wholesale customer that are just doing some shopping from Amway or from you on a monthly basis, or they are a business partner that's just getting started, you will earn additional differentials. Does that make sense? I hope it's a little bit clearer, because this is the crux of understanding why you need to build width first when you're building your Amway structure before you focus only on depth. Depth is important, but it comes as a result of your width first. Okay, so it's very, very important to always remember that. And every week, that's why we're suggesting as the minimum goal, always be striving to add at least one more frontline every week. So if you just do that small thing every week, you will definitely be starting to earn some decent money from Amway really, really fast. And definitely you will start to go into qualification to the higher commission levels. So let's just say when your business now is at 21%, because that's the goal, let's be honest. 21%, as we know, means that you are doing more than 10,000 points every month in your team. If you only had one leg that was doing 10,000 points, then I'm really sorry, but you're going to be making no money except for the points that you're doing on your personal number. It's really important that we understand this, okay? Because what happens there at 21% is 21% minus 21% equals 0. And that is why when you start getting to the higher levels, Amway will start paying you a different type of money, and you will be earning what is called a leadership commission on each qualified leg. Okay, so we're not going to get into all that complexity right now today because I'm running out of time really fast. But all of this information is in your rules and guidelines, and we're going to be unpacking some of this detail in the lessons and the classes to follow. But let's just say you really had developed a really nice solid front line for your 21% business, and you have a minimum of 20 differentials. Every single differential is going to pay you that extra bit of money that's going to add to your income. And the difference might be, let's just say you might have one team that's already at the 12% level. Now remember, your group is 21%. What is 21 minus 12? Okay, 20, I'm just double checking here. I'm a bit slow this morning. Okay, is 9%, all right? So you're gonna earn 9% of that leg. So let's just say it was 2,800 points that on that particular leg, times 18, okay, times 9%, you would be earning 4,500 Rand just on that one team. Just on that one team. So imagine if you have, as with the current GIP bonus, they recommend that you have at least 3 teams that are at that level. That's already times 3. That's already almost 14,000 Rand that you're earning just from 3 teams at 12%. But now let's just say you've got a couple of legs that are 6%. 21 minus 6 is 15. 21 minus 6 is 15. So let's just say you had a leg that did 800 points, which is 6%, times 18, okay, times 15%. Can you believe that you'll be earning 2,000 Rand from that business? Okay, so even your small businesses are so important when you're at the maximum commission level. And that's why we recommend get to the 21% commission level as soon as you can, because that's when you're going to pick up some really, really fantastic differentials. We love every single one of our differentials. We love our big teams because they help us, earn the big bonuses, etc. And it's always very exciting. But we also love even, a wholesale customer that only buys 50 or 60 points every month, because we're still earning a lovely differential from that customer. And you can quickly see that it really is worth your while to drop off and do a drop and shop, shop and drop for your frontline customers, because every single one is paying you money. So with that, I'm going to close off. I want to thank you for your time and thank you for joining us. And I'm going to wish you well with the last week of July. Please take some time to contact the people. We are trying to support you as best we can with emails and SMSs and WhatsApps, etc. But at the end of the day, we can't do it for you. You are the one that your customers want to connect with. They know you. The trust is with you. So the opportunity is there for you to actually build on those relationships and look after new customers. There's lots of people out there that need our products and need to save a little bit of money. And there's lots of people out there that also need our business opportunity and an opportunity to make some extra money for themselves. So with that, I'm quickly going to close off on this meeting and wish you well this week, and I'll be in touch with you. And much love, and can't wait for you all to come and enjoy Mauritius with us next year. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.